Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello students, now we are going to do the next topic, that is applications of some linear graph. That means we will use linear graph in some daily life practices. So here is one question where number of liters of petrol is given and cost of petrol in rupees is also given. We have to plot the graph to show this data. Now we will first decide that on which axis, whether it is x or y, numbers of liters of petrol would be shown, and on one axis we will show the cost of petrol. Also we will take the scale, so the graph will look like as here. You see here on the x-axis liters are denoted and on y-axis cost in rupees is shown. Now the scale we take here is, see, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These 5 boxes represent 5. That means 1 centimeter for 1 centimeter represents 1 liter here. Also if we see on the y-axis the cost is given, so 2 boxes, that means 2 centimeter equals rupees 100. So this is what we have shown. Also we can write 1 centimeter is equal to rupees 50. So this is the scale that we have taken. Now looking on the table, just to see, for 10 liters of petrol the cost is 500. So 10 is the value of x because we have taken it on x-axis, and cost will be the value of y. So y will represent the cost here. So the first one is, we see for 10 liters of petrol 500 is the cost. So this is 10 liters here and this is 500 here. So this will be the point, the first point. The second we see is 15, 750. So you just have to take 15 from here and 750 here. 750 will lie between 700 and 800. So this point is 750. So this is the second point. The third point is 20, 1000. So you take 20 from here and 1000 from y-axis. So this is the point. The next one is 25, 1250. So on y-axis 1250 is to be taken. This is 1250 on y-axis, and below here x-axis it is 25. So we have represented all the values using this. Now in the same question they're asking, in the above example use the graph to find how much petrol can be purchased for rupees 800. So if we see when the cost is rupees 800, just to see, the cost is 800. Right, we have to see on this line only because this is a linear graph, what is the value that we get on x-axis. So 800 is here and below it here we get, so just to see, I'll just draw the line. So this is the point. So this is 16, right? So we have here 800, that is the cost, and when we draw it down here we get 16. So 16 liters of petrol can be bought for rupees 800. Okay. Moving ahead, there is another question that is also application based. It says there is a bank that is giving 10% simple interest on deposits by senior citizens. So whatever the amount senior citizens are going to be depositing there in the bank, there will be an interest of 10%. So we have to draw a graph that illustrates the relationship between the sum deposited and the simple interest. So on one axis we will take sum deposited, on one axis we will take simple interest. We have to find from the graph these two things. So let us first draw the graph. To draw the graph we are not given with any table or something. So we are just going to take the sum deposited, we will assume it and find the simple interest for 1 year. So when rupees 100 is deposited, so when we take simple interest, you know the formula is P into R into T by 100. We get rupees 10. So for rupees 100, 10 is the simple interest. For rupees 200, 20 is the simple interest. For rupees 300, rupees 30. For 500, it is rupees 50. And for rupees 1000, it will be rupees 100. So using these values, we are going to form a table and then the graph. Here you see the table is there for 100, 200, 300, 500 and 1000. These are the deposited money, and the interest it is written here as 10, 20, 30, 50 and 100. So we will plot, suppose amount deposited is represented on x-axis and the annual interest is represented on y-axis. So we know 10, 100 is the first point. So we have to take 10 from here and 100. So this is the first point. The second is 200, 20. So this is 200, 20. Then we have 300, 30. So at 303 we will be marking. Then 550. So 500 from here and 50 here. Then we have 700. Okay, then we have 1000. So at 1000 the interest is 100. So this is the point. So we see this is a linear graph. Now they're asking two questions. The first one is the annual interest obtainable for an investment of rupees 250. So from the graph, if we see the amount deposited is 250. So at 250, just see on the line, what do we get? Here 25. So what is the interest on rupees 250? That is 25. Then we see the next question. Investment one has to make to get an annual interest of rupees 70. So you see on the number, on the line that we have drawn, straight line, take rupees 70. So 70 is here. At this value on the line, the interest is 70. Then the deposited money we see here is this one, that is 700. So for rupees 70 to be the interest, 700 is the amount to be deposited in the bank. Right. So this is how we solve this question. So as you can see, daily life practices, also daily life problems, the situations, they definitely can be represented using the graphs. Graphs are making it easier for you to read and interpret the result also. So here is another question that we have. Here it is saying that Ajit can ride a scooter constantly at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour. We have to draw a time distance graph. Now we know that in 1 hour, how much distance does he cover? Or he can ride 30 kilometers. In 2 hours it will be 60, in 3 hours it will be 90, and in 4 hours it will be 140. So we have formed one table. Now we have to tell the time taken to cover 75 kilometers and distance covered in 3.5 hours. So just to see here, here's the graph. So when the time is 1 hour, it covers 30 kilometers. When it is 2 hours, it covers 60. At 3, it covers 90 kilometers, and 4, it covers 120 kilometers. That's according to the table. So yes, it is a straight line we are getting. So it's a linear graph. Now the question that they have asked, to cover 75 kilometers. So just see, where is 75 kilometer? Here is 75 kilometer. So if he is covering 75 kilometer, on the line, drop out the perpendicular. You see, in 2.5 hours, he covers 75 kilometer. The next question is 3.5 hours. So 3.5 is here. So in 3.5 hours, how much is the distance covered? We see here it is 100 and it is 110. So it is 105. So 105 kilometer he would be covering in 3.5 hours. Right.